We just seen OKC, a team that have built through the draft, which the Houston Rockets have done a great job of building through the draft. They drafted Jalen, which was a number 2 pick. They drafted the big fella. So they didn't go and pick these guys up in free agencies.
Houston got KD. They got the score that they wanted. They got the big shot maker, the big player that when they get to that Western Conference Finals possibly, they got a guy that they know that we can give him the ball and he can put us where we need to be.
And you put Bain with Paulo and Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs. Like they don't make, and you get smaller again. And you give up the whole house for Desmond Bane.
How does it math? I never get the math. Like one person is worth 4 draft picks, one person is worth 2 draft picks, one person is worth.
You're worth what you can get. All right, we live. Welcome to a Timeout. I'm your host, Dwyane Wade. My co-host, D. Wright. Chris Johnson.
In the building.
Bob.
Just Bob.
Just Bob. Man, we back in studio. We just got off the road once again. We were in New York, getting a chance to cover Game 6 of the NBA Finals, which was really, really good for us, man, to get out there. We took our show. We did our first live Wide Network Timeout show at Fanatics Fest. It was incredible to be able to feel the energy of all the fans out there, man, and you could see us. Like, we were excited about it. And so, man, just trying to continue to grow. So we thank everybody once again for supporting us as we continue to, blaze our own trail. Right now, man, the conversation that we want to get to is trade season right now. The season has ended, is over, we get right to the business of the game.
Right.
This is the business side of the game that fans, they don't love. Fans don't love this side, but this is the side that we love. So let's talk about it, man. Let's jump right into it. D. Wright.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
I like the moves. I like some of these moves that's going on. The biggest one being Kevin Durant going to Houston. I like that with those young group of guys. The fact that he had an opportunity to kind of show them how to work, how to grind.
Yeah.
Just the championship pedigree. Jordan Poole to New Orleans.
Yep.
CJ McCollum to Washington.
Yep.
Nah. I feel like Jordan Poole could be a good player there if they're healthy. So it's a big if there. But a lot of injuries, Zion, Murray, all those guys. So really don't know what's going to happen in that trade. And what was it?
Yeah, Drew Holiday and Anthony.
Simons.
Simons, the Celtics and Blazers.
I feel like you just send another gunner there. You know what I mean? Like you giving up defense for a gunner.
Well, you're giving up a champion.
Yeah, that
so
too.
Let's talk about that.
For sure. That
Drew
too.
is a 2-time champion.
Boston, you talking about Boston's giving up a champion.
I'm talking about Boston.
Yeah, because and then you don't have one of your superstars for next year. So what kind of team are you really putting together?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on the fence about the Houston trade, not because of the players. Talking from a front office standpoint. We just seen OKC, a team that have built through the draft, which the Houston Rockets have done a great job of building through the draft. They drafted Jalen, which was a number 2 pick. They drafted the big fella. So they didn't go and pick these guys up in free agencies. They drafted young players. Jabari, the young Cam Whitmore, the Thompson guy. Mm-hmm. So they went and they're building.
Easton too, right?
Easton. They went and got players that they found that fit their culture, that fit the way coach coaches the team. Mm-hmm. And then for me, I think sometimes you give up a little too early in professional sports.
Okay, but what's wrong with them going out and doing all the things you said and then cashing in a couple of them chips? You put the investment in, the investment grows, and you cash in a couple of your chips. Well, they just cashed in a few of them. They ain't cashed all of them in.
They ain't cashed all of them in, but I'm just looking at it from what we just seen from the new champions. And I'm like, just a little patience with the front office, a little patience with the coach, and a little bit more development from the system versus getting rid of these players. So what's happening is to young guys like Jalen is 21?
Yeah.
We don't know who he's going to become or what he can become.
Yeah, I agree with you, but we in the what can you do for me now?
We in the microwave.
I talked about this.
But that's
this is microwavable, dog.
We talked about
I'm not got time to put the food in the oven.
We got no time.
Everybody want to put the piece in the oven, dog. They want to put that joint in the microwave, heat it up, and eat it.
Okay, then I got something. I got something for
They want
y'all.
a DiGiorno.
The thing is, I like the oven food, though.
I got
We all like the oven
healthier.
food. But how many times you went to the microwave and didn't heat up that oven?
Right.
And it takes 10 minutes to heat it up to get it to 350.
So when you look at the Clippers, they want it instant right now. Go look at the SGA trade for Paul George. Look at what they gave up.
First of all, they got a star. They got Kawhi Leonard. They had to give up. Once the star decided to come to the Clippers.
I know, but you don't have to give up Shea. They drafted him there.
No, they had to give up Shea.
No, they had,
They seen the potential. They had Doc Rivers even said that I did not want to give up SGA.
But you seen the potential, but they got rid of him.
But
For
how long ago was that though?
And Paul George cost
That was
more.
like 5 years ago.
5 years ago, yeah.
But Paul cost more than SGA at the time. What I'm saying is that sometimes a little patience, you wind up getting.
I agree. I'm all about patience. That's my word right now, patience. I'm practicing.
SGA now is the MVP of the league.
Okay, but that right there is what you call a special case.
Yeah.
First of all.
Okay.
Everybody, so this is how
I'm just asking for the front office to be a little
This
bit
is how I
more
look at
patient.
it. I look at it from the Houston trade and the Phoenix trade. I feel like both teams got what they needed in the now.
For right now.
Right now, listen, some people have time to wait 5 years. Some people have time to wait 10 years. Some people don't even try to wait that long, but they have to.
Right.
But sometimes you can make moves to give you what you need right now. And so when I look at Phoenix and say Phoenix was kind of bootstrapped with the stars that they had, and now they gave themselves some youth and some wiggle room as
Phoenix
well.
won.
And Houston put themselves in a situation.
No,
I feel like Phoenix won because because of what he said.
I don't think it was a winner in neither one of them.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a winner. I think
Right.
that Houston got KD. They got the score that they wanted. They got the big shot maker, the big player that when they get to that Western Conference Finals, possibly they got a guy that they know that we can give him the ball and he can put us where we need to be. But also too, they had to give up something to do that, and they gave up something. They got a chance to look at Jalen Green last year. This year in the playoffs, and they probably thought he was a little too far away from what they was ready to do right now. There's nothing wrong with being far away because he's a young kid.
He's 21 years old.
That organization obviously has somewhere they trying to go, and they trying to go right now. And so that's why you make the move to go get somebody that you feel can put you where you want to be right now and still keep a lot of your core that you do not have to give up. The core that you're looking to build your team around.
That's one of my questions.
This is a little more personal for me because I'm like, I want Jalen to succeed, and so I feel I'm a little torn.
What
I
do
feel
you
like
mean you want him to succeed?
And what I mean by succeed, and two reasons. One, I feel like they gave him a little too early. At least give me one more year. If I was
what
a fan.
if he succeeds better? Where he going? You want him to succeed?
But here's the thing: Phoenix got smaller, and there's only one ball. So there's only one ball.
Same shit.
Right.
Basically.
So it's the same
There's only
shit.
one
exactly.
ball on every team.
Right, but it's one ball. But now you got a situation because now before it was Book, KD, Beal. The ball had to trickle down down that effect. So now, if I'm the vet, and I'm looking at Green coming up, I'm like, well, no, I'm number 2 now. And so then now I feel like I feel like you kind of regress his growth a little bit.
Who's number 2?
Beal's number 2 at this point. If you're looking at it just
I just
on
got
paper.
a 21-year-old that has amazing potential. Bill has been in the league for a very long time. I ain't worried about what Bill got to say to me. If I got me a 21-year-old that I get 2 years to see if he gonna reach the potential that we all think he has the opportunity to reach. Bill, you'll be all right. I'm just keeping it real. Bill has had a solid career.
Right.
Obviously, he's at a point right now where he can control his own destiny, with where he may want to go, possibly, right? Because he has that no trade kicker in there.
Right.
But also, too, Bill, we know what you can do, bro. We trying to see what our future looks like. So I'm worried about what he doing. I'm not worried about the conversation you bringing to me. You might not be in my future plans.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in my future plans right now if he becomes the player that he was coming out of high school. He was the number 1 player coming out of high school.
Right.
And he's a player who scored 40 in the playoffs last year. He gave us one game of it where he scored 40.
Right.
So we've seen some, and we get 2 years to check him out before we got to give him another bag.
It's just deep. When I look at some of the front office moves, we don't spend a lot of time talking about these people that are behind the scenes that are making the different moves. And
Because we don't know all of them.
you don't know all
None
of
of
them.
these motherfuckers.
So, because when you look at Cat being traded to New York, you're like, what happened here? Y'all was in the Western Conference Finals the year before. So I always look at that, and I always look at the patience side of it. And in professional sports, they don't have patience, but that's how you sometimes miss out. And that's where the opportunity comes through growth, and players grow at different ages. And right now, I'm looking at the MVP's 26, Jalen's 21. I got to go back and look at when he was traded. Because it's all about the right time and the right place, right situation.
Yeah. There's another trade we got to also mention is Bain to the Magic.
Yeah. Bain for KCP and Cole Anthony.
Right. So are we looking at the fact?
Dumbass trade.
Right. So looking at that, I'm like, man, this some wild times, boy.
That's dumb because you just gave up a two-way player. You just gave up a knockdown shooter, a
two-time champion,
a two-time champion, and somebody that's gonna go guard the best player. And now you put Bain with Paulo, Franz Wagner, Jalen Suggs. Like, it don't make, and you get smaller again.
And you get smaller.
And you give up the whole house for Desmond Bane. I don't get
it. He did. They gave up 4 draft picks as well.
I don't get what's going on.
And Orlando has
how does the math work?
Pick. There's a pick to go get a guard or somebody in the draft that can help them.
Like, how does the math, how does it math? I never get the math. Like, one person is worth 4 draft picks, one person is worth 2 draft picks, one person is worth...
You're worth what you can get.
Yeah, facts.
Shit.
Right?
Yeah,
so
everything's negotiable.
Everything's negotiable. You worth what you can get. Okay, so whether someone got for 1 draft pick or 5, that's obviously at the time, that's what they can get. Yep. So Bain was worth KCP, Cole Anthony, and 4 draft picks.
That's crazy.
That's out of pocket.
I listen. I like Bain for what he did in Memphis. I like watching him grow. Yep. I thought he became a very good player. He is someone who was very dependable behind that line. I don't want to say a knockdown shooter. I don't know, but I know he can make shots.
Score.
Right, he can score that ball. I don't think he puts them over the hump, though.
No,
I think it's a cool trade. But when I heard the news and everybody was acting like, this puts them into the finals, I was like, well, hold on.
Wow.
What am I missing? I think it's another move that needs to be made also with Bain. I definitely think Bain is somebody they needed. Orlando couldn't make shots last year.
Right.
So, now you got somebody who's going to be high volume in the offense making shots. KCP is in the corner. Mm-hmm. So even though he can make shots, he's not involved in the offense necessarily. Right. This guy will be a ball in the offense that can make shots. But I feel like it's one more move that needs to be made. But they kind of gave up.
Who you gonna get? You got a franchise player in Ben Carroll,
right?
And then you got Franz Wagner.
Yeah,
those are your 2 guys.
I mean,
then you add
those 2 good guys.
Those are 2 amazing guys.
Yeah, that's 2 good guys. But you coming in with a third option who's looking to shoot as well. So it don't make sense.
And the
so
way
that should have been the person you make the big splash for, and that should have been a big man. That's what they need.
And when you look at their offensive pace, they had one of the slowest pace in the NBA. They didn't shoot enough 3-point shots.
They didn't have shooters, though.
Right.
To their credit, they didn't have enough shooters to shoot 3-pointers.
But also, you look at how they play. I look at their system. This is me as a coach. A lot of their plays and the way they design is ISO basketball, is one-on-one basketball, and it's putting the ball in the best player's hand to make plays. And so when you add another guy that's trying to score at a high level, now you wind up with you had in Phoenix. You had KD, and nobody's talking about Book, but Book is elite of elite. He just won an Olympic player.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why ain't nobody talking about Book. They don't need to. They know what Book is.
Exactly.
We know.
But you can get lost when you have. Sometimes too much is too much.
I feel like that big 3 shit is over with.
100%.
Sometimes too much is too much.
I don't think it's a big 3 mentality. I think it's more so you need 3 guys though. Yeah. Big 3
come off the bench. I need a bench.
But when we won in 06, when we won, and Shaq told us this. And I didn't know this because I never won before. But Shaq told us that obviously him and I needed to do our thing, and we needed one more guy that was a consistent scorer that would score about 15 a night.
Yep.
That's the 3 we need, and everybody else chip in from there. You get some 12s, you get some 10s, you get some 8s. Jason Williams, White Chocolate, became that 3rd guy that scored about 15 a game for us, right? So we dependable. That's all we needed back then, right? We didn't need a big 3, but we needed that 3rd guy. Oh, he was a starting point guard.
Yeah, okay.
He was our starting point guard. But he was the guy who would average about a solid 15.
Yep.
And Shaq and I averaged what we averaged, and then everyone else chip in. Now you got 3 or 4 other guys coming off the bench or in different roles that will be slotted under that. But that's how you get there. So maybe not a big 3 necessarily, but you do need 3 guys that can put that ball in that basket.
But not 3 guys trying to get 20, 25 plus.
Right. You know who got better? Right. Memphis. They got Tripp. They got Jaren Jackson Jr. You got Ja playing the point, and now you got a veteran shooting guard that can
Like that. You're right.
play next to Ja Morant that allows Ja Morant to be. KCP played with LBJ in his chip. He played with Jokic with his chip.
True.
Now
Facts.
look at AD on that team. Look at Aaron Gordon, Murray, Rondo. He's played with nothing but great players. And when I talked with him, he was excited because now he's going to be back in a role where the team has a 1, it has a 2, and then now everybody can fill in. And I think that situation for Memphis.
Who is they 2?
So the 2 is going to be KCP.
No, you said a 1 and a 2.
So
Yeah, like
Triple J.
Ja and Jaren.
I think Jaren needs to be a 3.
Okay.
I think I love Jaren. I think Jaren's very, very good. But I think for that team to go to where they need to go to, Jaren needs to be a 3. They need one more guy or somebody else that can be.
They got him right there. You got to unleash him. Gigi Jackson, the real deal. That should be that 3, in my opinion. If you need the other guy, Gigi Jackson is that guy. But I like Jaren Jackson playing the 3. But who you put next to him? Who are the other 2 you put next to him?
I think you mean 3 as mean.
3 as in like
pecking order.
in pecking order.
Oh no, it should be Ja and then JJ, right?
That's what
they've been had.
Right. Oh, you think he needs to be the third scorer?
I think if his production that he brings from an offensive end, defensively he's incredible.
Got it.
From an offensive end, the production that he brings, if he's the third production guy on your team,
oh yeah, for
then
sure,
you're really good. If he's the second,
unbelievably good.
You're good, but you're not really, really good.
Yeah, I hear
So
you.
for me personally, when I watch them play, I look at them and I say, okay, JJ is really good because he does so many things on the basketball floor. As we were talking about a young Chet, right? Somebody who does many things. Yes, can he score? Yes. But if he was the third guy on that scoring pecking order, I think Memphis is really, really dynamic.
They go
so who's number 2 then? They got to go get him?
That's what we talking about.
Well, they got all the draft picks, so they can go find him.
They went and got better. And I like Cole Anthony as a backup point guard with him and Scotty. Scotty's still on a contract there. So you got
Scotty.
So Memphis always need 3 really good point guards the way Ja plays. Ja plays reckless. He attacked the rim. He's always airborne. So he gets nicked up a little bit.
Okay,
so
that's my thing.
Really
you give up the person that's been healthy the whole time, though.
Yeah,
Bain has
2 guys that's not that good right now. Cole Anthony still trying to get there. You give up Bain, who was your most reliable player, him and JJ.
Yep.
Well,
It's going to be tough.
I look at it too, and I look at it going back to what we were talking about before the camera started rolling. It's the draft is coming up.
Yeah,
So just because these moves are made, don't mean that these moves are it. I mean, if I'm someone like Memphis and I got 4 draft picks and I got Cole Anthony and KCP, I'm in the market like this, baby.
Let's go.
Hey, Indiana, y'all need a point guard? He just went. Who y'all like? Now we got a chance to flip that into something that we really need is going to put us there. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that it gives them some wiggle room to play with right now as they're going into this draft and as you go into free agency.
That's what I look at. When I'm looking at the draft, you can hold your picks, you can draft your picks and trade on draft night.
No doubt.
I can move a pick with the player and saying, hey, we really didn't see no players that we wanted in this year's draft. So having a draft pick is really like having, an extra card in the deck to be able to play and help and maneuver the team around, unless you're getting a player that you really, 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 really want. And you can see a couple of organizations that have done amazing through the draft. OKC, the Houston Rockets, Golden State. Golden State did amazing through the draft. Steph, Clay, Draymond.
San Antonio has done great through the draft over the years.
They know how to draft players.
Yep.
And when Danny Ainge was in Boston, Danny Ainge, which is now with the Utah Jazz, and that's what they're doing before your eyes, he's doing the same strategy that he's proven with the Boston Celtics. He went and built it through the draft.
And that's patience. You got to have patience to do that. You got to take patience. You got to take some losing though. You know what I mean? Like if I'm Houston, like okay, maybe we there, but maybe we not there. Maybe next year we're not coming back and we're at the same place that we were. Kevin Durant's out there. Do I take a flyer?
I like my
I like my chances. I like my chances with the team that surrounded him out there, that he don't have to do everything. I got some defensive dogs. I got some other guys I can get a ball to offensively as well. I got a great young coach who got a great system that's around him. KD, just come in and give me 25 a night. Because you know what you do?
Easy.
You give us 25 a night.
Well, KD's led the league, I think, this year in catch and shoot. Like, just catch, shot, bam. So when you put him next to the big fella and you try to double, that catch and shoot.
You ain't gonna bet a double.
Boom. You ain't
bet a double going like that.
And then you got Fred out there shooting.
You got Fred out there. I don't think it was a bad move for either side.
Right.
Like I said, I don't know what a winner looks like in neither one of these. Obviously, if a championship is put over the head of the Houston Rockets, that's a winner. But I think for someone like KD too, because he's been so great in our league, get him out of Phoenix, man. Get him in an environment that we could see this man out, maybe go win another championship.
Right.
Phoenix is just, they're not there yet. They have 4 coaches in 5 years. You're not close.
It's not even close.
No, you're not close. You have no stability.
No, and they got rid of GM. Jones had did a great job. That's your
Don't get me
teammate,
starting
man.
about that shit and hiring your homies. You go hire a dude, we don't know who the hell he is. You got 3 superstar players. You go hire somebody we don't know, but he went to Michigan State. You better know that. So that owner is going over there just grabbing any goddamn body that got Spartan ties. And then
So you said Draymond up for a head coaching job in Phoenix when he done?
if you want to. You went to Michigan State, you
Hey,
can go to
Mateen, please,
Phoenix.
let's
dog.
go, baby.
Mateen.
Yeah.
Let's go,
That's my
Mateen.
dog,
Man.
Mateen. Let's
But
go.
Mateen, I think, used to work for his company too,
Yes.
and now he's like
So they got to bring Mateen over there.
I don't know if you guys know, he's a motivational speaker, and he goes around to different companies
yes.
and
Yeah, I know.
motivates
Yes,
the
he does.
employees.
He does.
Also, too, Mateen is somebody you want in your locker room.
Hell yeah.
He's a
straight
winner.
winner.
He's a winner. You
For
want
sure.
a winner, and you want somebody that can get in somebody's face and tell them like it is.
Right.
Ooh, I
Not
like
somebody who got a whisper behind their back.
Yeah, no
Did they-
doubt.
Sons, bring in
Did they,
Mateen.
yeah, because they ain't got a coach yet, right?
No, they
Still.
do.
They
the,
do,
the
but
young
they got a
coach
young
from
fella.
Cleveland
Oh, come
went to
on.
Michigan State.
Stop.
You don't know him. You
Yeah.
know.
That's why I didn't know.
What about the? You know what I like about the Blazers trade?
Yeah, let's go to that Blazers. Let's go to the Blazers and
Because-
Celtics trade.
Chauncey's been doing his thing up in Portland,
He's been doing a good job. He's been
Chauncey-
taking some L's, but he's been building.
You're right.
and they wanted Drew the first time around, right? Drew is a champion. He is a winner. He is a class act.
He's 100% that, yeah.
You put Drew next to Scoot in the backcourt now. Scoot is going to be able to pick up a lot of knowledge about
I
defending.
like that. I like that.
He's going to be able to pick up a lot of knowledge about
Assuming that's
sharing.
what Drew is in his career, where he wants to be in that
To
position
share.
to lose,
Yeah,
possibly.
possibly.
I don't think Drew gonna be there. What Matt is saying, he ain't gonna be there. He ain't gonna be there. I'm sorry.
How's he going to get out of that?
What you mean? Give me my what money? I'm out. Wave me. I'm
Yeah,
gone.
assuming Drew want to
Trade
play
me.
that role at this
Yeah.
point in his life,
No.
sounds good.
There was
Everybody
a
wanna do that.
reason why Drew got out of Boston. He won a bigger role. Period. If you look at it, Drew was in that corner a lot of times.
He was in
No,
that
that's
corner.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, he
Portland
don't-
is a great opportunity for
Yeah,
him to
to
play a
lose?
bigger role.
Yeah, but
With
you
all
try-
due respect.
are you after having gold medals and championships?
Yeah,
do you want to go
yeah.
and lose right now just to
Nah,
have a
nah.
bigger role?
Yeah.
You know you're from
said
LA.
He got out.
Yeah, he got out for a reason.
Oh,
He-
you
wasn't happy.
insinuating. You said
I'm just
LA.
looking at it. He in the corner. Drew still got a lot left.
He does.
Drew ain't got time to be over there trying to, hey, Scoop, come on. No.
But now, so let's say there's only 2 teams from LA that he could probably potentially go to.
Probably the Lakers. I like the Lakers.
But
for
then,
him.
is his role still diminished there too? If he's there,
No.
so who's gonna give him the ball? Because you got 2 guys who dominate.
I seen people saying how Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves don't play well together.
I don't think the role is necessarily having the ball. I don't think when you say a guy's looking for a bigger role, it's not always I just want the ball.
Yeah.
It's I want to be involved.
Okay.
I want to help win.
So yeah, I want to help us. I want to impact the game. I want, you know what I'm saying. And so that doesn't always mean that I need to have the basketball. Drew don't need the basketball to
No,
impact
he
the
don't
game.
need to. He don't need a
You're right.
basketball.
And also too, he's already done what he needed to do in those other green jerseys. It's time to move. He won 2 championships in green. He need to move on to somewhere else, and this is where
That's
now
good.
where he's doing. Yes, he's won 2 championships. Now, what I love about the Celtics is getting this young guy who can fill it up. Anthony can fill it up. We know that. I think he averaged almost 20 points a game, but we know that he can do it in bunches, right? He has a lot of Dame in him. Obviously, Dame was his mentor, being there. So I love the fact that they just grabbed a young fella to insert some energy into that team, not knowing what Jason Tatum's going to be next year or what Jalen Brown's going to be. Both these guys will have surgery in the offseason. So I do not know what's going to happen. We're in a day of age where athletes ain't just coming back.
Yeah.
Like, we'll always be like, nah, I ain't ready.
Yeah.
I need 6 more months. Like, they already bagged up.
Mm-hmm.
So you bring a guy in that you feel that can score the basketball and that it can use a bigger role with a better team in an organization that's possibly ready for him to be polished and shine. And so I like that move. I don't know what happens if when the other two guys, if they do come back and they're ready to go. But I like the fact that young fella gets to get out of there and get into a winning environment more so than anything. Like, Portland has been great for him, but Portland hasn't been a winning environment for the young fella overall since probably his rookie year.
Like Dame rookie year.
Since Dame was there. And so this puts the young fella in a position to learn how to win and be around, some winners.
I hope y'all think I'm negative this show. I'm not rolling with this shit either. I'm not rolling with it. You bring in a young gunner. He don't know how to win. You bring him to a winning organization, he don't know how to win. He been losing.
Yeah.
Period. Then we got Peyton Pritchard right there. That's a slap in the face to Peyton Pritchard, in my opinion. So you gonna start him over Peyton Pritchard, the 6th man of the year, who's proven?
Yep.
You are? That's crazy to me.
6th man of the year.
Keep him on the bench.
What's wrong with being the 6th man of the year?
Nothing. I don't want to do that no more. How about that? Just like James Harden. I don't want to do that no more.
All right, listen.
I don't want to be the 6th man no more. It's my time.
I respect it.
I've done it on the national stage. It's my time.
Your time may be somewhere else.
All right, cool.
We like you as 6th man.
Well, go ahead and take this motherfucker that ain't never won nothing. I'm just telling you the truth. The real facts.
I know, I like it. But also, too, how is he gonna learn how to win something?
Coming off the bench, probably.
Well, not saying he's going to come in and start, but he needs to go to an organization, a place that's ready to teach him how to win something.
I agree.
He has a lot of talent, this young man.
I agree.
So I'm not looking at him and saying he ain't never won. I'm looking at him saying he ain't been with us.
No, for sure. But what is his position on this team?
I don't know yet.
Derek White at the one.
Then you got Jalen Brown.
It's about to be some furniture moving, dog.
Yeah. Facts.
A lot of these moves that's made before the draft and before free agency may not stay. There's about to be some furniture moving.
Yep.
So the thing is, you just put your GM hat on and you say exactly what you feel. That's what we do.
No, I ain't putting no GM hat on. This shit ain't for free, motherfucker. GM, come get me.
I've been putting my GM hat for years with the Heat, and I'm still waiting. Man.
The Heat, what, you want to say something about your Heat? Because you feel it on your chest.
Yeah, it's
feel it on my chest.
I feel it on your chest, man.
Man, so listen. Did y'all see the what was offered for KD?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Y'all good with that? Like, did you really try to get him, or you were just doing that just for show?
Was it KD's decision where he wanted to go there?
No, he was an option. He was an option.
Yeah.
So are you good with, like, let's say, put your best foot forward? I didn't put your best foot forward. Come on, seriously.
You talking about the Heat didn't put their best foot
No,
forward.
man, they were playing with us, man. And now I'm gonna watch. Look at this guy.
You done?
Did we just have a commercial break?
I'm saying, but like, no, man, listen, I'm tired.
Intuition.
Tell us some intuition. Tell me your intuition about what happened. What's going on?
Man, the Heat been trying to get KD for 10 years.
Right.
Listen, that's one of the reasons why I wasn't at that motherfucking no more. They went out this summer and they was like, we gonna try to get KD. They've been trying to get KD for 10 years.
Yes, they have.
So, do you want him or do you not want him?
They playing.
Right.
Feelings.
So, right now they just playing a couple games. This is what the Heat do, all right? Like, they're not going to turn in their chips until they feel like they got a winner.
True.
So, obviously, they didn't want to turn in. They didn't want to give up what was offered for KD to come there, right? The Heat look at age. They look at injury. Yeah. They look at a lot of things. They don't just look at that he's scoring 25 a game. They look at, can this dude hold up if we cast these chips in? Maybe they didn't feel that it was worth those chips. But Pat is not going to throw that hand in until he feel like I got it.
Yeah.
So, I got to unlike you as a Heat fan, because I am a Heat fan,
Right.
I have to bite the pillow too and be mad, but also too, I got to understand that they know what they're doing.
You said bite the pillow?
He like that.
Oh, okay.
But I gotta also know that like they do know what they're doing.
I agree.
I love KD, but I don't think KD in Miami right now makes sense for Miami or KD.
Not the way you explain where he's at and giving him an opportunity to win a championship or be in a winning platform.
Bro, Bron went to Miami. He's not going to Miami. I said this 10 years ago when the Heat was trying to get him then. And UD talked about this recently on one of his shows as well. He's not following LeBron. I knew he wasn't coming to Miami.
Damn, good point, Shannon.
So I'm sitting there like, why are we about to spend some time to go recruit somebody who's not following LeBron? Why would he do that?
I didn't even think about that.
LeBron leaves and now KD about to come in to do what?
You're right. You know what? I ain't even thought about like that.
I didn't like it 10 years ago, and I didn't like it when I heard it recently. I'm glad KD is in Houston and he's not in Miami because that ain't it. Now, it is some work that need to be done.
Please.
I don't want to be one of these old dudes that's sitting over here not being able to go back and be highlighted like Dale Davis and Reggie Miller and all them dudes was doing this summer. We need to get this tight. Yeah. Me, D, Ray, UD, all of us need to come back with our knees hurting, getting up a little slow, celebrate. So get this shit together. CJ McCullough and Jordan Poole, Pelicans Wizard trade. Does it make any waves? Do you care?
I think only for it to work in New Orleans is being healthy. I think CJ going to Wizards, they're still tanking and trying to get draft picks. So
for years,
I don't like it. I don't like it for CJ.
I don't like it for CJ.
I don't like it for CJ. For him to be established in this league and to be one of the players that he is, I feel like it's something else out there for him to go out there and kind of play for something. Go to Washington, you're not going to play for anything. And then last year, all those guys was hurt, including him. So that's a tough one to go to Washington. Somebody that's not
Washington
really
better bring Gilbert back.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what? I like that.
In the front office or so. Let Gilbert make some decisions.
But they ain't serious about
it. He's going to shake it up over there.
I just feel like the Wizards have been in. This is where your organization. You don't want your organization to be in this slump.
Yeah,
like the Wizards, and they feel like they can't get out of it.
Right.
And they've had some obviously good players there. Obviously Gilbert was there, John Wall was there. Like you're talking about all-star players, and they've had some other good players. But like they just been in this dark hole for a long, long time, and they need to shake that shit up.
Facts.
It ain't working.
Right.
It just ain't working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to go with a different ingredient. Like you bring in somebody like Gil. And he's going to do some things that they wouldn't even think about.
Right.
And it's going to be the moves that we thinking about as fans.
Yep.
Like, he made that move.
He's going to be doing NBA 2K moves.
Yeah, boom, boom. And he's going to have guys in there and playing, and it would be a good brand of basketball to watch.
Shut up.
And so that Pelican Wizards deal don't make no sense.
Yeah, it's just they did something.
Yep, and no picks went with them.
It was just them and Kelly Olynyk.
And Olynyk, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just they did something.
I don't know what we don't know what the Pelicans really doing.
But everything.
We don't know what they doing either. I mean, obviously when Zion's healthy, we all looking, but when Zion's not on the floor or not healthy, no one's looking. So we don't know what the Pelicans got going.
Murray, you got what's the other kid named Troy
They got
Murphy?
some good little pieces over there.
They all hurt though, bro. They had serious injuries.
I'm hurt too if we did bad.
But the GM wise though, look at them though, like because isn't Dumars there now?
He just got there.
Yeah, Dumas just got there.
So maybe something might be
right. That's what I'm saying. But this is before we know. Right now, we're doing it before we know show.
Right.
We don't know nothing, right? We just know that these moves have been made, but also too, we also know that the draft is coming. We know that people like to position themselves or at least let me go in and get me some stuff just in case.
Right.
Like some people like to get some just in case.
Yeah.
And they'll hold on to it for a little while, then they'll get off of it. And so I don't think none of these moves that's been made right now are like game-changer moves outside of Memphis getting 4 draft picks. That puts them in a whole different conversation during the draft. And I remember that's the one thing that Danny Ainge talked about when he came to Utah. He talked about, I can't do nothing, give me draft picks. Right? Like we can't do nothing unless we able to build through the draft, and you know what I mean, because we ain't going out signing free agents. Nope. We gotta show our hand. We gotta show we can win. So I need draft picks, and that's what we end up going out and do when we got Rudy. When we traded Rudy Gobert, we went out and got 5 draft picks. Then we got another draft pick for this, and then we helped another team out right here, got another draft pick. So now you sitting there with hope.
Yeah.
And I think that you looking at certain teams that's getting these moves, they just putting themselves in a position to have some hope.
Okay.
Trade season, everybody. So quick conversation on trade season. D. Wright, Bob, Chris, myself. Thanks for taking the time out with us. Peace.